I hope you're well and having the most incredible day. As always, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be doing the book recommendations tag. Essentially this video is 15 questions, all book related obviously, and I thought I would sit down today and go through it with you because I do really need to sort through my bookshelf and I feel like I'm just going to pull everything off and do it all over again. So I thought whilst I'm doing that, I may as well sit down and go through these 15 questions and share with you some of my favourites, my least favourites and that kind of thing. So without further ado, we are going to dive right in. Also, if you decide to do this, please tag me or send it to me. I really want to watch it and I love to know what you guys love and don't love book-wise. So yeah, let me know down below if you film it. But yes, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video and carry on watching. So the first question is a book you tell people is your favourite, and it has to be Win, Lose, Kill, Die by Cynthia Murphy. This book, incredible. If you like a murder mystery slash, I don't know, it just, the ending had me so shocked that I really want to read it again, so I might have to give it another go. But I absolutely love this. I am going to give an honourable mention to Punk 57, which I recently read by Penelope Douglas. I absolutely loved it. So I think currently these are like some of my favourites, like murder mystery slash dark romance. Not really dark, but spicy romance. These are my two favourites at the moment. I absolutely love both of these and I would recommend them so incredibly much. So I would say those two for sure. But yeah, moving on to the next question. The next question is a book which is your guilty pleasure. So I actually have two kind of series. The first one is the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. This series has me by a chokehold. It's not even a series because these are all standalone, so you can read them in any order. I read them in kind of release order, so I did Hooked, Scarred and Wretched. Anyway, I loved these. These are kind of dark romance, like with a kind of, they're not reimagined like fairy tales or anything, they're just kind of inspired. Like the names of places and the names of the people are kind of the same as they would be in Peter Pan, The Lion King and The Wizard of Oz. So incredible. The fourth one is out and I have bought it, I just haven't read it yet, but I absolutely love these. Also the matte finish, just everything about these books, insane. Like look at the covers, they are absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I just really love these. All three were 5-star reads for me and I'm just obsessed. And another guilty pleasure of mine has to be the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I absolutely loved this series so much. I'm so upset to be kind of out of this universe because it was so good. Like I want another one. I feel like we could do with like a little lavender one, maybe a little pink one. I don't know, I just really love the series so much, and essentially it's like a spicy romance, like enemies to lovers, kind of brother's best friend, that kind of, it's just, it's amazing. So I would have to say these are another few books which are my guilty pleasures because I love them so much. So adding those to the pile. Love it. The next question is a book which everyone loved and you didn't, and I feel like this is hard because I know that not everyone is going to love these two. I've picked two books because I couldn't pick one. However, I feel like a lot of people told me they enjoyed it, which is why I sort of read it, and then I didn't like it. So the first one is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I more so had to read this because I had to read it. Like the hype drew me in. I loved the first one. This was just a bit vanilla for me, like nothing really happened, so I didn't particularly love that one. But I also really didn't like The Summer I Turned Pretty. I really wanted to love this. I actually think I've read this before when I was at school because I was reading bits of it and I feel like I remembered a lot of it. But yeah, this was just dull. I feel like it's just my personal taste. Like I love a dark spicy romance, it's just what I enjoy, and this was just not a vibe, so I didn't like this one either. Not very good in my opinion. The next question is a book you read the fastest, and that has to be Scandalized by Ivy Owens. Now I picked this one up on a complete whim at the works and I loved it. It was so good. It's got spice, it's a romance, and I devoured this in a day. I mean, it isn't massively long. It's 310 pages, not even, and it was just incredible. I absolutely loved it. Essentially it's about it's kind of like well, it's not really best friend's brother, but it's basically about a guy who is now famous and a girl who that was her friend's brother back at school. And Ryan is ringing me, so give me 1 second. Hello.
Bonjour.
You okay?
Yeah, you?
Yes.
Good. Just a quick one.
Completely lost what I was saying. But basically it's about a girl whose high school friend's brother is now famous. She had no idea. They bump into each other and the rest is history. And I binged it in a day and it was really good. So yeah, that is kind of my quickest read. I also read Hopeless by Colleen Hoover in a day, but I feel like this took me less time, so I'm going to say that one. The next question is a book that deserves more hype, and I'm going to have to say Win, Lose, Kill, Die again. It's just so good, and I never really hear people talking about this book, but I absolutely loved it. And I did actually look on Goodreads. Sometimes if I want a bit of a giggle, I go on Goodreads and I look at the like 1-star reviews of my favourite books, and some of them for this is hilarious because a lot of people said it was really obvious, but I didn't see it coming and it annoys me. I think I need to reread it. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I highly recommend it. If you want like a really good kind of YA mystery murder vibe, anything by and I can't get my words out. Anything by Cynthia Murphy. Insane. So good. Loved it. The next question is a book which is becoming a TV show / movie, and I'm gonna presume this means like a book that you love. So I went for One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I absolutely loved this book so much. This was my book club's February pick, and Kelsey picked this one and I absolutely devoured it. I loved it so much. The basic gist of this story is there is a girl whose husband goes missing on a helicopter and he's presumed dead, and a few years later she meets somebody who she used to know and they start to kind of hit it off and they become engaged, and then the husband comes back. Insane. Like, what would you do in that situation? But I'm so excited for the film. I am going to say though that the characters in the movie do not look anything like how I envisioned them in my brain. So that is the only thing that upsets me, but I'm still really excited about it. The 7th question is a book which you have reread the most, and I'm going to be honest, I have never reread a book in my life. I think because I have such a vast growing physical TBR, I just don't ever have time to reread books. I think that's just kind of how I am. I just don't feel the need. So at the moment I haven't read any, so that is an unanswerable question. Question number 8 is a book from a genre you don't typically read, and I'm gonna have to go with A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas because I bought these on a whim. I bought the whole series. They were at the Works, I think for like £7 each, absolute steal, and I just loved this. I actually listened to an audiobook and I kind of regret doing that for this because I feel like I didn't envision it at all, but the actual audiobook was so good. So if you are somebody that only listens to audiobooks, I would recommend it. I just felt like it took too long. I think it took me a week to get through this, and it's only like 420 pages. Like, I feel like I could have read that in a couple days. So, but I loved this. I loved the storyline. I'm not going to go into detail. You guys know what this is about. So we're going to move on, but I did really, really enjoy that book. The next one is a book which deserves all the hype it gets, and I'm going to go with a series, and that has to be the Shatter Me series. Now I just have 3 to show you. The actual Shatter Me I have up on my shelf, but I can't be bothered to go get it. So I'm going to show you these 3. We've just got Ignite Me, Unravel Me, and the Unite Me kind of 2 novellas. I absolutely love this series with my whole heart. I haven't finished it yet, but I am obsessed with it. Essentially it's a very like dystopian-y kind of, not fantasy, but there are aspects of kind of magic and powers in this series. It's just so good. I got all mine from the Works, I think most of them anyway. I think I got the novellas from Amazon, but incredible. You can actually buy these from the Works in like a set, and these I think you can get on Amazon in a set, so really affordable as well, but just such a good series. So I highly recommend it if you want something like that to read. Just incredible. 10 out of 10 so far. I've just loved every single one, so I really recommend those, and I'm really worried this book pile is going to fall. Question number 10 is a book you usually recommend when asked to give a recommendation. So normally I would say things like Win, Lose, Kill, Die or something like that. But to go for something different, I have recently been really suggesting to people to get their hands on Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I absolutely loved this book. Essentially, it's a rom-com in a book, and I think a lot of people could really easily love this. Such an easy read. It's not too heavy and it's not like dull, like it's really nice in between. So I really recommend this. If anybody sort of asked me for an overall generic kind of book they want to go for, this one is a really good one. So I've absolutely loved this, and I did film a reading vlog with this book and it was just perfection. I absolutely loved it, so that is what I've been recommending to people. I'm really scared this pile is going to fall and then they're going to go down the side of my bed, and that is going to be a nightmare. The next question is a book or books which have your favourite characters, and mine has to be Throttled by Lauren Asher. I absolutely loved the characters in this book. Noah, just, I can't get over it. Like a Formula One driver. Do you know what I mean? Like, insane. So yeah, you have Maya and Noah. Maya's great. She's not annoying, but Noah is like a 10 out of 10 boyfriend. I love the kind of, really loved it. It was so good. But essentially it's a 4-piece series. I'm so excited to read the rest. I have them all ordered, so I'm so excited to dive in. But yeah, I don't want to give away too much about this book, but basically it's about a Formula One driver kind of crew or team, I suppose, and Maya is the sister of one of them, and she falls for Noah, who is kind of seen as like the bad boy kind of Formula One race car driver, and it's just really good. So I love the characters, insane, just love it. The next question is a book you wish you could live in, and I'm gonna have to say the Twisted series. Now I'm not going to pull them out because they are all down the bottom, but the Twisted series is one of my all-time favourite series. I want to be a part of that friendship group because they just seem like such a perfect little bundle of people, and I just feel like they have so much fun together and their banter is on point and I love it. So I'm gonna have to say the Twisted series. I just love that series so much. So that is my answer for that question. The next question is a book you thought you would hate but you ended up loving, and again I'm gonna have to go with A Court of Thorns and Roses. I really thought that fantasy style book was just not a bit of me, and I thought I was gonna really hate it, but I absolutely loved it. It was just so good. Like, the layers of that book was incredible. I am gonna say that it is quite hard to kind of remember things from that book because there's so much world building and so many different style of names that I found it really hard to kind of like remember who was who, but I loved it. It was so good, so different, and I really enjoyed reading it, so I cannot wait to finish it. But the next book is an absolute mammoth, so I've been putting it off, I'm not gonna lie. Question 14 is a book which made you cry. Now I've ever only cried reading one book. I read this book back when I was probably about, I want to say like 21 maybe. It was after uni, so I think I must have been about 21, back when I was kind of, I just got into reading again. This book is mega old as well, you can tell because the spine is like yellow compared to a newer one where it is like, it looks absolutely rank. But I will never get rid of this book because it made me so emotional. Whether I would cry now reading it, I don't know, but that is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Neven. I sobbed like a baby. I think it's because as well, obviously now this is a movie, which I didn't really enjoy, to be honest. Now it's a movie, I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like you would expect it to happen now, maybe if I read it now, but the end, I just did not see it coming, and it was just emotional. I really sobbed when I read this book, and essentially it's about a girl called Violet and a guy called, what is his name? Theodore Finch, and they're both in a very depressive state. They meet each other and their friendship kind of saves them in a way, but the ending just had me bawling my eyes out, so I will not ever read that book again. It made me so upset. Well, maybe I should read it again, I don't know. Let me know if you've read it and let me know your thoughts on it now, because I'd love to know. And question 15 is a book you wish you could read again for the first time, and again I'm gonna have to go with Win, Lose, Kill, Die. I would do anything to read that again. I absolutely loved it, and I feel like maybe now, I don't know, like, think about it, was it really that great? But it was so good. Like, I think I love reading a book where the end has me like so shocked I cannot comprehend what I've just read, and that is what that book did to me. So I'd love to be able to reread that. Something just flew by my window and it was literally the size of a house. What the hell was that? It was like the biggest bird I've ever seen. So strange. Anyway, I absolutely love that book. So yeah, I would definitely read that one again for sure. So that is everything for the book recommendations tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And obviously don't forget to follow me on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I've also made a book Instagram, which is Melody's Library. Melodies_library_. Very annoying, but anyway, underscores all over the place. But yeah, feel free to follow me on there if you want to see a lot of book content, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as you're watching this video, because it would make me incredibly happy to hit 11,000 subscribers. So yes, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.